listen, I came to do a quick message with you all. I'm getting ready to go get me some grapes. You know what? I can't find any fruit that have seeds in it. It's so hard to find real fruit with the seeds in it. Everything is so seedless. And I think it's just, I don't like that. You know, by the time our grandkids and great grands get older, they're going to think that it's normal for food not to have seeds in it. And that's not normal. You know, we need seeds. Um, so I'm still trying to push, okay? But listen, I come to talk to you about, you know, we have to resist the devil. And, you know, I know a lot of people don't believe in devils and all this here, but, um, you know, it's a spirit. The devil is a spirit. You know, it's an enemy within your mind, right? Have you ever have you ever thought about, as soon as you know, decide that you're going to stop something, as soon as you decide that you're not going to do this thing anymore, as soon as you decide that you're going to give up lust and being, you know, just being lustful and promiscuous and just doing things that you don't have any business in the first place. But as soon as you decide not to do something, here goes the enemy, right? Here goes the enemy sending exes around, sending back people who you used to deal with in your past, like sending back old friends that, you know, the reason you're not friends in the first place because they were, you know, they were not really good friends. Sending back old acquaintances, sending back childhood friends, sending back people who are not good for you. As soon as you make up your mind, right? As soon as you say, you know what, I'm going to stand on kingdom business. I'm going to do what I need to do and I'm done. As soon as you make a stand and you stand firm, the devil always want to send people back around who made you comfortable in those situations that were not serving you spiritually. You got to resist that. You got to resist the temptation to want to go back. You got to resist the temptation of thinking about the good things that, you know, thinking about the good in the situation that you once had. You know, you got to think about, like if it's a relationship, you got to think about the reason that you're not with that person. If it's a friendship, you have to think about the reason you're no longer friends with that person, not the good times you all had. Because if it was such great times, you would still be friends with that person. You would still be in a relationship with that person, whomever, right? If it was so good, there is a reason that you're not acquainted with that person, associated with that person, in relationship with that person. There is a reason for that. So you got to think about that reason. Think about, you know, the bad, because the bad did outweigh the good. You got to think about the treatment. You got to think about, you know, all of those things that transpired and caused you all to part ways. You have to think about that. Don't think about the lust, you know, if it's a romantic relationship. A lot of people think about the lust and, you know, the romance because you're dealing with the spirit of lust. Once you get rid of that spirit of lust, you'll look at that person in disgust. You'll look at that person in that situation in disgust because lust have you. Hey, Mama Tia, I really prayed for you this morning, dear. Prayed for you and your family, whomever you put in that request. I really did. But once you get rid of that spirit of lust, and because lust have you blinded, and it has you looking at situations from a perverted view. But once you get delivered from that spirit of lust, you'll be so disgusted. You'll be so disgusted in the way that you used to view things, in the way that you viewed a person, in the relationships that you've been in. You'll be so disgusted. You'll be like, how did I get caught up in this situation? I have my glasses on, you all. I'm so tired. I need a nap. I've been up. Look, my eyes are so tired. I've been up since this morning and I just took my daughter to work. and it was a little ways from where we live. Um, you're welcome, Mama Tia. You'd be so disgusted, and oh, thank you so much, Mama Tia. You're always blessing me, girl. You must be wealthy. You must be wealthy, Mama Tia, girl. You're always blessing me, and I appreciate it. I prayed for that too. I prayed that every seed that you give, not just to me, anyone else, that is triple fold, double fold, because you do it so generously. You do it without hesitation. I don't come here and ask for anything, although I appreciate it, because I understand the power of reaping and sowing. That's just not for bad either. That's for good as well. But I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. But what I was talking about, once you get delivered from that spirit of lust, you'll start seeing things from a different perspective. You won't even date. You'll date different if you are delivered from the spirit of lust. Because the spirit of lust have you blinded to facts. The spirit of lust to have you in relationships just based on lust and based on perversion and filth. Okay? But once you get delivered from that, you will see things and people on a whole new perspective. And that's why, when I come on here, I'm not coming on here talking to you as being self-righteous. Apparently, I had to go through some things and experience some things to talk about it so boldly and freely. When you don't understand spiritual things, and a lot of us have gone to church all of our lives, and we're not really taught like certain things on a deeper level. This stuff got to come through revelation, because we see people every day going to church just struggling, broke, busted, and disgusted, have no faith, can't get delivered because they lack the knowledge, because church is just preaching this. Some churches preaching this surface stuff, and I'm not going to blame the church for everything, because we got to do the work ourselves. We got to spend time with God ourselves too. We got to do the work. We can't put everything on the church. I'm gonna say that. We can't put everything on preachers and pastors. We can't release the responsibility, all the responsibility on their shoulders. We have to get in and read and get understanding for ourselves too. That's how we get delivered. The more knowledge you get, the more you get delivered. But I remember growing up, and I really didn't, and going to church, as a lot of this stuff I really wasn't taught. I really didn't understand, because church make us seem like it's normal to be fornicating. It's not normal to sit in church and you got a whole boyfriend, you got a whole girlfriend. Just because you stay together, that don't mean that you're married. You're not doing things God's way. You're not doing things God's way. And then that's how all of these spirits get attached to us, because we're not doing things his way. We're not doing things God's way. Yeah, we're not doing things God's way. And I know churches don't speak against this, and people are like, oh, you're judging. And no, that's not judging. That's not being judgmental. That's speaking what's right. Every time you speak truth and you say things that's true, people want to say you're judging them. You're not judging them. You're just speaking truth. And the truth is judging you, okay? Because if I would have known like the spiritual implications of fornicating, and like if I would have just understood the true spiritual implications, now that I'm more seasoned, and I had to learn a lot of things like through experience in life, and that's why I come on here to talk to you all. But if I would have known a lot of this stuff, like the doors you open when you open that door of lust, when you open that door to fornicating, and now I understand why we shouldn't be just sleeping around and having multiple partners, and you shouldn't be committing adultery and all that. That is, you're paying a heavy price. When you do things like that, you're paying a heavy price. You may not see it naturally, but spiritually, you're going to pay. Spiritually, you're going to pay for that. Spiritually, you are going to pay. That's why you have to resist the devil. You have to resist him. And you resist him by coming out of agreement with what you put in your mind. All these movies, and I used to watch Lifetime movies all the time, right? And I didn't understand the implications for me. When you're a spiritual being, no, it may not affect everybody, right? And this is what I'm going to say, because everybody is not really chosen. Everybody don't have that, what they call empaths. Everybody are not empaths. I don't say empaths. I just say anointed vessels, okay? When you're anointed, you can't do everything everyone else do, right? When you're anointed, you can't do what everyone else do. Your convictions are going to be stronger. Everybody else could do, drink, smoke, party, do everything. In your spirit, you're not going to rest. I've been like that all my life. I tried to do things that other people do. Not saying I'm just so special and I'm just this person. And no, I don't say it in that attitude, in that spirit. You all shouldn't even, I'm sure you all don't even feel that from me, because I'm not coming from that. I'm not coming from a place of like I'm better. Because if y'all knew it, oh Lord, I shouldn't have to explain myself. But I know people sometimes will come and think a person is elevating themselves. I don't even operate in that spirit. I can't even, that's not even in me. Okay, that's not even in me to put myself above anyone, because I've been humbled. I've been humbled too much to kind of put myself on a pedestal above someone. No. But what I was going to say, I lost my train of thought there. I lost my train of thought. I was going to talk about, but it was something to do with what I was talking about. Because someone tell me what I was talking about last. Oh, yes. I was saying that how everybody's not chosen. And it's not that you're better than people, but God do have certain people that can do certain things. They can't do everything everyone else does. Your conviction is going to be, because everybody else could be stealing and taking stuff that don't belong to them. And if you do it, you're going to be convicted. Not only that you're going to be convicted, you're going to be the one that get caught. That's why it don't pay. You got to resist the devil. You got to resist him. When everybody else is doing, and I'm not saying it like you're perfect. No, you're not perfect. You're not this just perfect being that you just don't make no mistakes. No. Certain thing, if you hear this message, you know who I'm talking to. You know exactly who I'm talking to. You can do, everyone else could be doing all kind of foolishness. Oh, they can be out here having a good old time. But when you do it, when you say it, when you take it, oh, that consequence, oh, that conviction, oh, that correction, it's different. It's different. When you steal it, when you lie, you can't get away with that. You can't get away with that. And that's why people will hate the chosen ones or hate you because you're set apart, because it's not that you're trying to not do what everybody else do. It's that you can't do what everybody else do. You can't do what everybody else do. You can't move how everybody else move. You can't hate how people want you to hate. You can't not like people based on the color of their skin. You cannot like people because people say you should not like somebody. You can't do that. If you're a real chosen one, you can't do that. You don't even see color. People want to make you see color. They want you to elevate your race above God. I said it. I did say that. When you're chosen, you can't do that. You're going to be convicted. You can't just see people, even the worst of the worst people who hate you. You can't even hate them because it's not in your heart. It's not in your heart to do it. You can't even do it. People want to make you do something that you're not wired to do. That's why a lot of y'all are going crazy. A lot of the chosen ones are cuckoo and delusional because you're trying to do something that's against your very nature. You're trying to do something against your very nature to please your family, to please your culture, to please your coworkers, to please your family, to please your spouse. You're trying to do something that is against you. That's why you got to find somebody who's equally yoked, who understand you at your core, who understand that your heart is pure, who understand, like my grandfather said, that you're a lover and not a fighter. You're a lover. You love people. You don't want nobody with you who's hateful and they're provoking, they're mean, they're hateful, they're racist, and your loving self don't intertwine with them, and they want you to be like them. You got to resist the devil. That's why these relationships are so hard. That's why marriages are so hard. That's why being in certain families are so hard, because you're set apart. You're not like everybody else. And to appease people, you're trying to do something that you can't even, your nature, your wiring, you got different gas. You got premium. You don't have unleaded regular. You have premium gas in you, and you trying to use regular when the car you drive is premium, and that's why you cuckoo. That's why you cuckoo. You don't know how to resist the devil. You don't know how to stand up. That's why healing is important. Healing is important. Before I went on my healing journey, let me tell you all. Before I went on my healing journey, I was an emotional wreck. Okay? I was swayed to and fro with people and their foolishness, and relationships and their foolishness, dealing with family members and their foolishness, co-workers and their foolishness, life and just people in the world. Before I went on my healing journey. Before I went on my healing journey. Because when you're not healed, you make unhealed decisions. You do unhealed things. You hang around other unhealed people. You choose relationships based on your brokenness. Yeah, you do all kind of craziness. And the enemy knows that too. The devil knows that. That's why he keep you in your emotions. Keep you on guilt trips. A lot of y'all on guilt trips. You feel bad for cutting people off, but you're not peaceful. You feel bad for letting people go. You feel bad for letting relationships go, but you're not peaceful in your spirit. But you still want to hold on to people. The one of the best things I've learned is to cut anything off that disturbs my peace. I don't care what it is. If my cat go to acting up, my little Skittles, I got a real cat, kitty cat. If that cat go to acting up like something wrong with, I'm getting rid of that cat. Them children go to acting up. Hey, y'all better go through some deliverance. You better get some act right, or y'all got to go. Anything that disturbs your peace, because your body is speaking. Like, you shouldn't want anything to disturb your peace. We tolerate too much. We deal with too much. And I dealt with that. I tolerated people, family members, mistreating me, talking about me bad. And I sit around and trying to still, make good and keep the peace. No, I stopped that foolishness. I stopped it. I'm like, you know what? I love y'all, but I'm going to love y'all from over here. Friends that don't want to grow. They want to just complain and talk about their issues from childhood, what mama and daddy did, and all this. I'm not going to carry people's burdens no more. If you don't want to do what's right, if you don't want to walk and do what God tell you to do, I'm not God. You better go seek him. I'm going to point you back to God, because I don't want you to make me God. I'm not him. I'm not him. Let people deal with their stuff, because people will use you. People will use you. And it's okay to be there, because God, see, when you're on your journey, right, and you're on your healing journey, you're going to know what's for you and what's not for you. You're just going to know. It's a spiritual thing. You're going to know who you need to help. You're going to know who was sent to help you. You're going to know so many different things, because you're on your journey. You don't have people distracting you. Some of us have to learn how to be by ourselves. Some of us need to learn how to be by ourselves and ask God to help us and guide us and heal us. And it is hard. I'm not telling you it's easy. What I went through wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, and it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, you know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's easy. It's not easy, but it gets easier. Once you take that first step, it gets easier. It gets easier over time, but we got to be willing to do the work. I didn't want to face all the things that I faced and the truth that I came into. Because sometimes when you have a spiritual awakening, and that means you just coming into truth and knowledge, and the fog is removed from your eyes, the scales have fallen off, you don't want to see the truth. You know, people want to have this awakening, and they want to be on this spiritual journey and this spiritual high, and just being open and feeling like they're just above everybody, you know, because people make it seem like it's just so easy and it's a good thing, and it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Because when your eyes are open, you're going to see people for who they are, not for who you want them to be. You're going to see that spouse for who they are. You're going to see your parents for who they are. You're going to see your siblings for who they are. You're going to see that boss for who they are. You're going to see your friend for who they are. And you're going to be forced to make a decision. And if you're dealing with a spirit of rejection and abandonment, you're not going to make a decision. You're not going to make a good decision. You're not going to make a good decision because you're going to be too afraid. That's why I tell you to start that healing journey. Get by yourself. Leave people. Let them deal with their stuff. You got to get yourself together. That's what I've always done. I was always trying to drag people along, trying to heal people and bring them with me. No, you got to rescue yourself first. You have to heal yourself first. You do the work for you. You do the work on you, right? You do the work on you. And then you do the work on you. And then you can go back and help those who want to be helped. You do the work on you, and then you go back and do the work on yourself. You do the work on you, and then you go back and do the work on yourself. Once you do that, then you can help people. Then you can help people. You will be able to help those who you need to help, who you are intending to help, who you were put here to help. But you got to heal and do the work on yourself. Because we're all dealing with some type of traumas. We overcompensate in our ambitions and our successes, and we think that's going to satisfy and heal us in our soul, and it's not. It's not. I've been there, done that. You think it's going to heal you, and it's not. Exactly, Mama Tia. Yeah, you got to do the healing because you don't want to bleed on people. You don't want to bleed on people, and a lot of us do. You know, a lot of relationships we get into when we're not healed is based on we get in those relationships based on trauma. You're trauma bonding, and the only way those relationships, I'm sorry, I got a little snag on my finger. The only way those relationships are going to be successful if both of you all do the healing on yourself. But one thing I do know, unless you're just a different, everybody's situation is different. I can't speak on everybody, but one thing I do know, if you're in a relationship and that relationship is not God ordained, what that means, sent by God, you did everything right as far as you waited. Okay, you waited until marriage to have relations. Okay, you just waited, purified yourself. You didn't live together, none of that. If you didn't do that, most likely that relationship was built on lust. And if both of you are not healing together, you're going to separate. It's going to be a divorce. Why do you think there's so many divorces? So many divorces. So-called Christians, everybody. Because a lot of these relationships were based on lust. Based on lust. Yep, based on lust. A lot of these relationships are based on lust. When your relationship is built on lust, it usually don't last. It won't last. It's probably 1 in a million. Because once that lust dies out, guess what? Once they don't satisfy that lustful desire, they are going on to something else. They want something else to fulfill that. This is why you got to resist the devil. But I was going to tell y'all, I was watching those, used to sit back and watch those Lifetime movies, and they have all these little lustful scenes and all this look, all this craziness going on in the movie. All this lustful music, that stuff, it messes with your mental. It gets in your mind, and it feeds that spirit of lust. That's why you got to watch and be careful what you listen to. And, everybody say, it don't affect me, it don't affect me. No, it don't affect everybody, because everybody's not chosen. Everyone is not set apart. You're right. It don't, and see, that's the thing. We can't always put ourselves in the box with everyone else. When you're set apart, and that you're here put on this earth to do something, great, and you have a purpose on this earth, and which we all do, but a lot of people deny it. But when you can't do what everyone else does, things are going to affect you more. Just like I said, you can be with a group of people, and some of you been like this growing up. You are with a group of people, they doing all kind of stuff, and you sitting back feeling out of place. You feel out of place because you were out of place. You were definitely out of place. You feel out of touch. You were definitely out of touch. You feel like you didn't belong, and you didn't. You didn't. You just were a product of your environment. You felt like you're not like a part of that family. You born into it, but you don't feel like you're a part of it, and you're not. I don't want to sound like I'm crazy, but people who experience what I'm talking about, they know. And the ones who know are the ones who are set apart. They know what they've experienced. They know how they felt. They know how people tried to make them feel. They just know. I'm gonna lock my door. I'm sitting in this Aldi parking lot. They know. But you got to resist temptation. You got to resist the devil. You got to keep healing. And healing takes time. It's not something you're going to do overnight. Sometimes it happens. God, he do stuff how he want to do it. Your healing may take one night. Some may take 1 month. Some may take 1 year. Everybody's journey is different. That's why you have to get on your journey. You get on your journey. You be content with being by yourself. You be content with being isolated for a season. You got to be content with that. Be content with that. Yep, be content. And it's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy. What I went through, that it was so painful. I felt like I was going through a rebirth, like I was being born all over again. I felt like I can't explain it. It was painful. It was painful. It felt like I was getting a whole new life. It's like I was becoming another person inside my body. Like, if you haven't experienced it, people think you're cuckoo. They'll probably want to, commit you to. Because, when people don't understand something, they always say it's crazy. You're crazy. You need to go get checked out. You need to go to. And people who are not set apart, they're always going to label people who are set apart crazy because they can't understand you. They don't understand you. And if you don't get the right information, you would think you're crazy too. You would think you're crazy if you don't get the right information. Exactly. Peculiar. And see, people want to, I think it's funny how the world wants to they want to diagnose everything. Everything can't be diagnosed. Everything can't be diagnosed. Some things are just is, okay? Some things are just is. And they want to kind of diagnose things. You can't diagnose things. You can't diagnose everything. You can't diagnose somebody having a spiritual awakening, being born again, being renewed in their mind. You can't diagnose that. What is that called? Renewalism. And they want to they want to diagnose everything. They want to make everything a diagnosis so they can attach some meds to it. You can't diagnose everything. And I just see the world different. Everything is just different. Everything is just different. And it's not different in a bad way or a good way. It just is. That's what I'm saying. You can't always die. It's not a bad thing, then it's not a good thing. It just is. It just is. So that's what I want to come talk to y'all about. You got to resist the devil, resist temptation, resist going backwards, resist reconnecting with people who you've moved on from. Because, one thing about it, the enemy always want to send people back into your life that God delivered you from. God had to literally remove us, some of us. I know he did me like that from one situation. He had to, actually two. He had to literally move us from situations that was going to be detrimental to our health, to our spirit. But one thing about God, if he got you here for a reason and you're purpose driven, and someone is trying to come after you and he got his hands on you, they're going to be destroyed before you're destroyed. You guarantee that. They will be moved out of the way before you be moved out of the way. If he got something purpose for you to do, anybody connected to you, if you're not, especially a lot of times people don't know exactly what it is that their purpose here to do. It got to be revealed to them, and they got to go through all this transformation, and especially if they didn't have parents who understood certain things, spiritual things, right? They have to go through a process. They got to go through a process. And in that process, you're going to meet some people who could see you in the spirit. They can see you spiritually, right? The enemy will send people to connect with you spiritually to try to keep you stagnant. Keep you stagnant and stuck. Stagnant and stuck. But I don't care. Hey, Michelle, I don't care how old you are. If it's meant for you to fulfill that purpose, you're gonna be like Abraham and Sarah. What is it, Sarah? You're gonna be in your 90s still. You're gonna be fulfilling that purpose, whatever God put you here to do. But the enemy know how to send Ishmaels in your life. The enemy knows how to send Ishmaels to keep you from experiencing your promise. Isaac. Oh, thank you, Mama Tia. Thank you so much. So he'll send these Ishmaels in your life and try to keep you from feeling your purpose. But when God wanted to get you, he gonna move Ishmael right out of the way. You may not have the strength to move him, but he gonna knock him right on down. Same thing with males. The devil send them Delilahs in your life. He'll send them Delilahs, them lustful, perverted Delilahs, doing all this crazy stuff, ungodly stuff to you. Then he'll send you your Ruth. He'll send you a Ruth, a Naomi, or whatever other woman, the humble women in the Bible. Yep. But when we don't know, that's why I said we got to go on our own journey. When we don't know things, we do things out of ignorance. But the sad part is we still gonna suffer the consequences. That's why the sooner you learn, the better off you are. You can repent, you can turn away, you can move in a different direction. But just because we don't know, we're still going to be held accountable. Unfortunately. We're still going to be held accountable. We're still going to suffer the consequences. You know, they used to tell us what you don't know won't hurt. Oh, yeah, that's a lie. That is a lie. You know, we have these little sayings and these little omens and whatever, what they call, not tradition. We have these little things that we grew up hearing, and it's a lie. All of the stuff we grew up hearing, what you don't know won't hurt. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. Oh, no, that's a lie. Words will hurt. Words are curses. Words, people could curse you with their words. They can speak things over you. And some of us, people have said things to us in our youth. And we still remember what those people said. We still remember their faces. We know who they are. And we know what they said. So you're not going to tell me words don't hurt. Words do hurt. Words hurt. Okay? Yeah, it's some cliches. A lot of this stuff is not true. And we hold on to this stuff as if it's facts. Those are not facts. Words hurt. Words are curses. So, well, all the virtue is gone out of me. I gotta go. I'm going here and get my grapes. I said I munch on some grapes because I've been craving a lot of sugar, which isn't good. So I snack on me some grapes and berries to try to, I don't like all my cravings I have. Somebody, what is a good vitamin? I read somewhere, I don't know if I'm missing something in me that some vitamin that I'm missing that causes you to crave a lot. And I do. I crave a lot of junk, and it's not good. And I don't want to crave a lot of sugar. Sugar is not good for us. I don't know if is it magnesium they say you need, or it's one of them vitamins that you need to help with the sweet cravings. Oh, thank you, Mama Tia. Thank you so much for your blessing. I'm trying to see. Do y'all know what vitamin it is? I need to start taking some because I don't like all the cravings I have. Bad gut health. I'm working on it. I'm trying to change, Nicholas. That's one thing. I'm not in denial. I do drink my green tea in the morning. I need to go. I know I need to do a fast, go on another fast, spiritual fast, but it's for health purposes too. Um, oh, vitamin D and B12. I need to. I know I need to. I'm not vitamin D deficient. The last time I went to the doctor. But I know I need to take. I know I need to take some iron. I've been trying to eat more spinach and beets and stuff like that. My greens. Yeah, I've been. Yeah, Nicholas. I've been drinking me some green tea. I don't drink a lot of sodas. And stuff like that. So I do drink a lot of water. So for me, it's just the sugar. It's just the junk, right? It's just my little lollipops that I have. I love my little lollipops, but I haven't had them in a few. And then I have to cut back on that coffee. I have my stuff that I'm working on. Look, I be praying. I pray ask God to take those desires away from me. He did it. He did it with gum. Yep, he delivered me from gum. I used to chew gum all the time. And then I used to chew gum all the time. Chew it every now and then because of the lollipops that I'm addicted to that has the gum in them. Yeah, because of the lollipops that I have. That have the gum in them, but I don't chew it like I used to, just going to buy gum just to have gum. And I've been delivered from that, thank God. Because I know it's not good for you. But I'm working on changing my health. Yeah, working on improving and making it better. I haven't been drinking coffee as much because I used to drink coffee at work. Only because it'd be cold at work. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna be honest. Not just cold. I do like the creamers. It's the sugar in the creamer that I use. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I do. That creamer. Look, the hazelnut creamer. That's what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and tell no lie. But also it be cold. But it's that sugar that I'm addicted to. So I'm gonna get on addicted. Okay? I'm gonna get on addicted. I ain't gonna speak it. See, we got our words. We got see. I even struggle. Okay, I'm still struggling with saying certain things, but I'm aware of it. You see how I caught it? I'm aware of it. But yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey. Yep. So you all be blessed, and let me go. I will talk to you all later. Thank you, Mama Tia, for the blessing, dear. Oh yeah, oh yeah. But I kind of know where mine come from too. But I'm working on that. I'm working on it slowly but surely. And I want it to be a lifestyle change. I don't want it to be something that I do just for a week or a few days and then back to, I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be an actual lifestyle change. So the slower I do it, the more progress I make, the more it becomes like a lifestyle. I don't want to just drastically change something that I've always been doing, but I want to change out different food choices and things like that, different food choices. I did find some healthy chips because I love that little crunch. I found some plain, it was by, what this guy's name? Schiffles, I think it's Schiffles. I think that's the name of the brand, Schiffles, Chiffles. I want to say Schiffles, but they have some plantain chips, sweet plantain chips. I guess they get them right. And it was only three ingredients, oil, the plantains. I think it's 2 ingredients, oil and plantains, and they bake them, make them hard like chips. Those chips are so good. They make you go to the restroom, but they're good. So if I get my little crunch craving, I'll just go eat some of those, But they're baked, and it only has a few ingredients. So I'm working on some different food choices. We don't have a whole lot, and it takes more effort to look and find things. But if that's what I got to do, that's what I got to do, because I really want to change I've gained a lot of weight that I need to lose. I gained a lot of weight. I'm not gonna tell y'all how much, but I gained a lot. So I need to work on that. That's not good. You know, the older, the harder it is. I don't know why. I guess I don't know. They say metabolism slows down, but I think we could just get busy. We get busy. We don't focus on our health. You know, I think we're more focused on work than anything. So we put ourselves last. That's what I think it is. But I'm working on changing that. So you all be blessed. Okay, be blessed. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your weekend.